An important 3 points today away at the Mestalla in a game where it looked like we're definitely not going to get a result. Somehow or another, Real Madrid does what it always does and finds a way to win, even in a game where we didn't play that well. But that seems to be just the Real Madrid way, where there's games where it doesn't look like we're performing that well. We're not creating a lot of chances. It looks like we're going to lose, but somehow or another, individual moments of brilliance. Luka Modric, again, this guy, even at the age of 39, comes off the bench. He not only improves the quality of play, but he also scores that goal that helps us build some momentum to score. Let's get into it first with the Vinny red card. First and foremost, before anything else, Vinicius, in my opinion, I saw the comments by Carlo Ancelotti in the press conference right after the game. He said Vinicius didn't deserve that red card. I respectfully disagree. Vinny is our guy. We love Vinny. What he did, he lost his cool. The way he pushed that guy, that's a red card. And it makes me sad because if Vinicius was on the pitch, I guarantee you he either scores an assist and he smiles and laughs at those Valencia fans. But I know what I heard. And it was a good portion of the fans were chanting Mono. We're not talking like 10, 20 people. Like, I can hear it from the stadium. A good percentage of the fans, you could say maybe the majority of the fans were chanting Mono, Mono. I could hear it, which is actually insane when you consider how that must have been thousands of people chanting that. And what makes them think that they can do that and get away with it? Look, it's easy for all of us to sit there and be like, oh, Vinicius shouldn't have lost his head and gone after the keeper and got himself sent off. But when you're dealing with this all the time, and before the match, they were taunting him. They were making fun of him. Any tackle that anyone makes against Vinicius or somehow gets the ball off of him, the whole stadium erupts and tries to mock him and taunt him and all this. So it's easy for me to say, oh, Vinicius shouldn't have reacted that way. He shouldn't have got himself sent off. When these guys are sitting there provoking him nonstop. And you know who was also a big hero in this whole situation was Antonio Rudiger, because once the referee goes and sees that it was a red card and gives Vinny the red, Vinny was going to do something mad reckless. I don't know what he was going to do, but he was going to get himself a long suspension. And if Rudiger wasn't there to grab Vinny and physically help him leave the pitch, Vinicius would be out 5-6 games with a suspension because of something reckless that he was clearly going to do. He lost his head. Vinicius saw red and he was going to do something ridiculous. So thank you, Antonio Rudiger, for being there and being ready for that situation to calm our guy down. Vinicius, we love you. Sorry you have to deal with this crap. But man, if you could just somehow try to get them on the pitch, man, because you were doing your thing. You were either going to score or assist. That penalty that Mbappe gets, it's from a Vinicius closing that ball down and getting it to Mbappe. Mbappe, we don't earn that penalty that Jude missed without Vinicius. It all started with Vinicius. So when you have a guy like that on the pitch, it's just a matter of time before he does something. And that's why it just makes me sad that they actually were successful in getting under your skin. That's what they want to do. They want you to be upset. They want to get you to get sent off. Don't give them what they want. Another controversy we have to talk about in this is the Jude Bellingham penalty. Because look, Jude Bellingham misses that penalty, but the keeper was off his line. What are the people in the VAR room doing? And why does Bellingham not get to take that penalty over again when the guy was clearly off his line? When the keeper is off his line, when the ball is struck by the attacker, then you get to repeat the penalty kick. That's straight flat out. Nobody told the referee that, hey, the keeper was off his line. Let's play that one. Take a look at that. It should have been repeated. What is going on there? Why do you have VAR if it's not going to function the way it should function? But not the best penalty by Jude Bellingham. So far this season, Bellingham has missed a penalty. Obviously, Mbappe has missed 2 really important penalties. So that means that you have to say that Vinny is the number 1 penalty kick taker right now. And I don't know, should there be a shot for Lucas Vazquez to be on penalty kicks? The guy's got ice in his veins. Lucas Vazquez is taking penalties in a Champions League final, spinning the ball in his finger. The guy has complete trust in himself when it comes to high-pressure moments and from penalty kicks. So maybe we let him take them for the time being. If none of the players, the attacking players can score penalties, especially for the big games, I don't feel if it's Real Madrid's playing the Champions League semifinal with the Bernabeu and we're down 1-0, we have a penalty. I trust Lucas Vazquez over any of these players right now. Vinicius and Lucas Vasquez. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys would disagree with me. Today, overall, I didn't think that we played that well. I mean, the game against Sevilla was especially in the first half against Sevilla, was our best performance of the season so far. But today, it looked like a lot of what we've been seeing throughout the season. Very left side focused. A lack of balance in the team. Rodrigo seemed to be the only player who was all the way out in the right, and he had a ton of space. Every time he did get the ball, he was in a 2v1 situation, and he was outnumbered. Valencia sat super deep in this game, and, it just felt like... Also, we've seen that both Valverde and Mbappe can score from long range, but neither of them had their shooting boots on today. They could have easily scored a goal in another match, but, that's football. Sometimes it just doesn't fall for you. But overall, this is a very important win. Traveling away to the Mestalla and getting a result for Real Madrid, because these teams, when they play against us, they play like their lives depend on it. And for us to go to the Mestalla and get these 3 points, especially after coming back off of a break and a holiday, after being down to 10 men, being down, and then it's the 85th minute for us to crawl our way back into the game, that's quite remarkable. Because if you guys remember, obviously the last time we played at the Mestalla, Jude Bellingham scored that late winner that was disallowed in a ridiculous fashion. But for Bellingham to actually get his winner this time, I'm so happy for Jude Bellingham, because he deserves it. He really does, because the personality on this guy, the courage that Jude Bellingham has, we're so lucky to have a guy like that play for Real Madrid. It's character that's going to win you these games sometimes. It's not all down to the tactics. It's not all down to formations and things of that nature. It comes down to the individual players standing up in these moments. Vinicius is going to feel like he let his teammates down, and in some way he did let them down by getting that red card, but that's easy for many of us to say. For many of us, let's resist that urge to criticize Vinny. Vinny has scored in a Champions League final for us, in 2 Champions League finals. He's helped us win so many titles together. I don't think it's fair to sit there and point the finger at Vinicius. The guy's getting booed, and he's getting racist abuse everywhere he goes in Spain. Florentino Perez traveled with the team today, and because he was honored before the game for his help to the victims of the floods in Valencia, which, by the way, when the floods happened in Valencia, one of the first people to publicly come out and talk about the floods was Vinicius. I'm sure he's going to be very happy with what he saw today from the team, but I'll just really close by saying that it looked like Carlo Ancelotti today trusted Dani Ceballos in a double pivot with Fede Valverde over, let's say, a Camavinga Fede Valverde double pivot. He seems to be really favoring Dani Ceballos in the last few stretches of games, which is interesting to see if he'll continue to trust Ceballos in really important games. Because today, when we needed to crawl back out of the hole, he brought on Brahim Diaz and Camavinga, and my instinct, I thought Rodrigo and Ceballos would come out, but instead, he took off Rodrigo and Ferland Mendy. Ferland Mendy is coming off an injury, obviously, but he seems to have a lot of faith in Dani Ceballos. But in certain games, is Dani Ceballos going to be the right profile player in the latter stages of the Champions League and those really important matches? I'd be interested to see that. Let me know what you guys think as well. If you guys like Dani Ceballos' performances, if you think he should continue to start. Thank you for watching. Hala Madrid.